inside. I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
And good evening and welcome to the broadcast, everybody. Kevin Hastings, Will Boykins, and I got to turn those on so y'all can hear me. Hey, good evening, folks. Post-game show, Kevin Hastings, Full Throttle. We're live on the internet before we're on the radio, so we're giving you guys a quick preview of some of the scores. I'm going to let the guys read the current scores that we have. Black ones are finals, guys. Red ones are not. Pull up there in front of your screen there the best you can. And let you guys kind of have at that for a few minutes while I get the other ones off the radio.
All right, Will, let me take that first column.
Gotcha.
I can probably read it.
I got my glasses on. I'm good.
All right, listen, we got a Burns versus Forest View game tonight, and the score we have is 28-0 Burns. Up at Freedom tonight, we had the Crest Chargers taking on the Freedom Patriots, and the score we had in that is 32-14. And you heard it right here on this channel, Shelby and Kings Mountain. And what we have right now is 28-26. That may be a final, Will.
I think that's the final. That's the final.
Kings Mountain 28-26. And we've got another score here. East Rutherford came back tonight. They might want to rethink that. They played West Henderson, and that score was 55-0. The Chase Trojans are definitely doing well this year. Chase 42 and Mountain Heritage 0. And then we've got the Drone Wildcats.
Shocker.
Do what?
That's a shocker.
Oh, you think so?
Just let me know when he's done.
Well, Coach Cash went back to down in South Carolina for a reason. I think we know what that is now. It was drawn by a score of 23, Thomas Jefferson 0. RS Central and McDowell. Now, we thought this was going to be a close game. We were right. It's 21 RS, 20
Go
McDowell.
Hilltoppers.
Newton Conover Red Devils versus Polk County Wolverines. We said Coach Ollis and Polk County would prevail, and they certainly did, 21-0 in that. Now we've got East Burke Cavaliers and the Patton Panthers. And in that case, East Burke dominated 28-0. We've got West Caldwell versus South Caldwell. And in that one, South Caldwell pulls that one out 14-7 over West Caldwell. I guess those kids didn't go to High Brighton after all.
I think they didn't.
Or come back. Anyway, we've got St. Stephen's and Bandy's. Bandy's has been a traditional power, but tonight St. Stephen's beat them 20-6. Speaking of which, Fred T. Ford and the Maiden Blue Devils. Maiden has been a traditional power. They still are. They won tonight, 50-0. We've got West Lincoln Rebels and the North Lincoln Knights in what we used to call a slobber knocker. And evidently, West Rebels just knocked the slobber out of them, 33-7. West Lincoln, Terry Reinhardt, you can go to bed now and sleep tight. We also had the East Lincoln Mustangs taking on the High Brighton Panthers, and the East Lincoln Mustangs are rolling once again, 36-8. East Lincoln. Will?
Well, High Brighton's fell off a little bit, and we got an update on the Bandy's game. That's
all right.
Bandy's 13. St. Stephen's 26. That's the update. So,
all right.
That's final.
that's the final.
Yes.
Excuse me. Final.
Yes.
Final.
That is a final.
All right, we got, let's see, that's North Gaston Wildcats versus the East Gaston Warriors. The East Gaston Warriors prevail 21-8.
That's not a final. Red's
That's
not final.
Not a final
Yeah.
just yet. Red is not a final. Right now it is the Cherville Ironman 14, Avery County Vikings 0.
That is now a final. I was about to finalize that.
That's a final now.
Yes, sir.
Ashbrook 25, Concord Spiders 0. Community School of Davison 39, Bessemer City Yellow Jackets 0. Let's see, we got South Point Red Raiders 28, Lincoln Wolves 13, Bunker Hill Bears 20, Cramerton is 14. That is not Cramerton, it's Kramer.
Yeah, Kramer Storm.
The Kramer Storm is had 14.
And I haven't got any updates since that, and I don't know why. That somebody was tweeting them and they just stopped at halftime. So I don't even know what to tell you on that one. The person I had them down for.
If you had that score, please get it into the station, please. Anyone? Who's that? The Carolina Bearcats?
Yep, homeschool team.
We got Carolina Bearcats 6, Highland Tech 7. Highland Tech comes away with a victory.
Not yet.
Well, it's still red. We don't know that as a fact yet.
Right.
It's at Hickory Ridge. Raging Bulls 35, Hunter Husk 0, and that's not a final as of yet. Mount Airy. Let's see, that's Mount Airy 15. I can't even see who that. Let me look on this.
Hunter Husk.
Mount Airy?
Oh, Mount Airy, North Surrey. Sorry.
North Surrey, that's 12.
Yep.
I don't know why you made this small over here on our side.
What? Oh, I'm working. You trying to see the screen in front of you? Is that what
I'm
you're
going to
trying
have to look over here now. You
to do?
changed my screen.
I get you.
No, leave it on. I got it now. I can look at it. Let's see, what was that? Mount Airy. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah. East Wilk Cardinals, and we don't have a score on them. West Wilk Blackhawks. We don't have a score on that game. South Stoke, and that's West Stoke. It's 30. West Stoke 31, South Stoke 14. We don't know the final in that one yet. We don't have a score in the Allegheny and Series Central game. Let's see. That's East Series versus Starmount. East Series is leading that game 55-7. I would say you could call that a final.
You think? Or the greatest comeback.
Or the greatest comeback ever. Ashe County Huskies versus Wilk Central Eagles. That score, what we have right now is 14-14. That's all locked up.
Okay, looking over there at the, I'll take every other one and you take the every other one here. Carson Cougars versus the Statesville Greyhounds. You know how this one's going to turn out, but surprisingly a low score from Statesville. What we have now is 10-0 Statesville.
Robinson Black Knights, Asheville Cougars, we don't have a score for them.
Okay, Smoky Mountain Mustangs versus the Cherokee Braves, and we've got Smoky Mountain 30-0 over the Cherokee Braves as we speak.
We got the Thomasville Bulldogs over the Asheville. I mean, that's the Alomar Bulldogs, 51-23. We don't know the final in that one as of yet.
But we do have a final. Alexander Central Cougars defeat the Hickory Red Tornadoes tonight, 33-15.
And we don't have a score for Swain County and North Buncombe.
There is a barn burner up in Rutherford County right now. 39-36, fourth quarter action. McDowell and RS Central right now for you Rutherford County fans.
Ooh, okay. Well, Mitchell County Mountaineers versus the, I can't make that out, something Warriors.
Yeah,
Irwin Warriors.
Irwin Warriors. Anyway, That one is a final, and it's Mitchell 42, Irwin 19.
Okay, let's see. Irwin, let me find them again there. We don't have a score for the Roseman Tigers and the East Henderson Eagles.
All right.
Did y'all get that crest update when I put up there a minute ago? 40 to 22 right now.
40 to 22.
Still 4 minutes left in that ball game.
Will they score any more? Wait a minute.
What-
Freedom's got 22.
What
What's
is
wrong?
they doing with 22? What's going on?
That's got to be a mistake somewhere. Okay, we've got Franklin Panthers versus the Murphy Bulldogs. And that one's, we don't have a score on.
Let's see. This is the Franklin Bulldogs.
You spoke too soon on those Highland Tech Rams.
Oh, wow. Did I really?
The Pisgah Bears to Brevard Blue Devils.
They got beat by the whole school team.
That is a final.
Oh, wait a minute.
And
That's what we said in the pregame show. Will, listen to the pregame show.
Well, they got Shelby in like 4 weeks.
This is not no good. I don't know who worked that schedule. I've been complaining about that schedule ever since it came out. When we talked about that schedule 2 years ago, when they first posted who was going to be in conference, they said
It's not even that it's unfair. It's not healthy. It's not right.
it's not. It does either team do no good.
No, not at all. Not even nothing. Nothing.
We're on the Pisgah Bears.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Pisgah Bears and the Brevard Blue Devils. Brevard won that game 21-14.
We don't have a score on the North Henderson Vikings and the Hendersonville Bearcats.
We don't have a score for the Madison Patriots and Tuscola Mountaineers.
North Iredell Raiders versus the South Iredell Vikings. And right now,
That is a final.
that is a final.
Yes, that was played yesterday. I haven't changed it yet, but that is a final there.
Well, that's
sir.
pretty final if it's played yesterday.
That star mount's a final too.
Okay, 7-44 in favor of South Iredell.
All right,
Good thing I picked them.
Bulldogs win 42-0 in Lawndale.
42-0. Bulldogs is making a statement.
Yeah.
All right, you got the Watauga Pioneers versus the Robertson Rams?
Robertson Rams.
Robertson Rams. The Robertson Rams. And Watauga won that game 42-13. Got an update coming in.
43-36, Ashe County over Wilkes Central in the fourth quarter.
These games are being played late, and they started at 7. They haven't even started playing the late games yet. And that means there's a lot of penalties being called.
Well, what have we got here that's final, Will? Let's call out all the final scores that we've got so far.
Oh, you put me to the test now.
Of course.
Final Burns over the Forest View Jaguars, 42-0. It's final in Kings Mountain or in Shelby. Kings Mountain wins 28-26. It is final in West Henderson. West Henderson wins 55-0. It's also final at East Burke. East Burke won 28-0 over Patton. It's final in in West Caldwell. South Caldwell won 28-7. It is a final. St. Stephen beat Bandy's 26-13. Also final, West Lincoln beat North Lincoln 33-7. Cherville Ironman, it's a final in Cherville, 14-0 over Avery County. Ashbrook is final, 46-12 over the Concord Spiders. South Point is final, 28-13 over the Lincoln Wolves. The Carolina Bearcats, the Carolina Bearcats beat Highland Tech 20-7. Hickory Ridge Raging Bulls beat Hunter Huss 45-0. It was East Surrey over Starmount, 55-7. See, Thomasville over at Albemarle. That's a pretty big thing too. That Thomasville Albemarle game. They're right close together.
They're both Bulldogs.
And they both are Bulldogs. Thomasville was over at Albemarle 51-23. Alexander Central beat Hickory 33-15. Mitchell beat Irwin 42-19. And Brevard is over Pisgah 21-14. Let's see what else is final that we know. That's it. No, South Iredale over North Iredale 44-7.
Final in Newton Conover. Polk County wins 42-28.
Oh wow.
Polk County.
Polk County gets
Coach Ollis.
a road win up in Newton. So there you go for that. I put a couple more up there. East Lincoln final 36-8. If you didn't have that, the Chase is now final 42-0. Drone over Jefferson 43-0. All right, we are on the radio now, guys, live and in action. I want to thank everybody for listening to tonight's broadcast and watching what we could and follow along on KTC broadcasting. We're doing our best right now to, it is week 1, so we had all kinds of new equipment and bad internets, and we had somebody at one of the broadcasts. This is something you don't never think of. Someone else in the press box accidentally kicked the power strip out of the wall.
Oh wow!
We're just in there broadcasting.
Sabotage.
So when you go to these things, especially first weeks, anything can happen. Folks, hopefully any and all of our coverage that we had issues this week will be fixed. Hopefully by Tuesday, we won't have to worry about it next Friday night. Our biggest issues doing all these games when a lot of our sportsmen go out is we gotta have that high speed internet, and when everybody's on at the same time and we're not on something that's high speed and plugged in the walls, you tend to have some issues. But we had a good broadcast. 5 games tonight, 4 audio, 1 video. This is a night of comebacks. We've got the Burns Bulldogs radio is back, and video on KTC broadcasting is back. And then one kind of, let's see where we go. One important thing here is other people. We got Big Willie is back in the house. So Will Boykins, want to welcome him back, guys. He's been down the road for quite a bit.
Boy.
Hey.
And Will, you're about I want you to feel good about yourself. Because you're about the only person. JP, come hit the lights. I forgot to hit those back on. You're about the only person that JP remembers his name.
Thank you, JP. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, buddy.
He's still trying to find the lights. There we go. There's Will. We had the lights off a minute so we could read the
I ain't that
scoreboard. My fault. I had a hat somewhere. But anyway, welcome. We were all just sitting in the dark, and I still turned the camera. I was that ain't right.
Hey, Will, I know a good attorney.
I appreciate you.
Well, I tell you what, guys, for the folks on the radio, we just got on the radio. Let's go back through the scores one more time, and we'll get to and then we'll David Potter, who did the East Lincoln High Brighton game with us, will be calling in here in about 5 minutes. We're going to talk to him first and get updates from the East Lincoln 36-8 win over the High Brighton Panthers. But let's start going back through the scores again on what we have. So let's try that again, Will and Dennis, one more time.
I'll take that first column, Will. Is that Chris score a final?
No,
yet?
not yet.
Okay, we'll give you what we got. Let's start with Burns, though. The Bulldogs had a good night. Ben Mooney got them going tonight, 42-0 over the Forest View Jaguars. And the Crest score, as we speak at this time, is 40-22. The Kings Mountain Shelby game was a slobber knocker. In case you haven't heard, Kings Mountain won 28-26 over the Shelby Golden Lions. In the East Rutherford Cavaliers' re-entry into football this year, they lost tonight 55-20 0 to West Henderson.
Crest is the final.
Crest is a final 40-22.
Yes.
Okay, we'll go with that. We're a little disappointed in the 22 we gave them, Will, but, you know,
I am
it's the first game. We'll tighten it up. Okay, we've got Mountain Heritage Cougars playing the Chase Trojans tonight. The Chase Trojans are for real, folks. 42-0 over Mountain Heritage. And a little bit of a shocker, Will. A little bit of a shocker. The Drone Wildcats beat the Thomas Jefferson Griffons 43-0 tonight. It was another little bit of a shocker. In the McDowell Titans, 39, the RS Central Hilltoppers, 36. Polk County Wolverines tonight. Coach Hollis, congratulations. 42-28 over the Newton Conover Red Devils. It was the East Burke Cavaliers over the Patton Panthers tonight, 28-0. It was the South Caldwell Spartans over the West Caldwell Warriors tonight, 28-7. St. Stephen's Indians are on the warpath because they took care of Bandy's Trojans 26-13 tonight. And that maiden score is a final now. The Maiden Blue Devils are a great team again this year over the Fred T. Ford Tigers 50-0. West Lincoln Rebels, Terry Reinhardt, if you're still awake and you're still celebrating, you got good reason. West Lincoln 33, North Lincoln Knights 7.
That's sitting up for a beautiful game.
Oh, yeah.
West
and
Lincoln
speaking of
and
Lincoln
Maine.
County, East Lincoln is back because they beat the High Brighton Panthers tonight 36-8. We'll take that next column over there.
All right, we ain't got a final on it, but East Gaston Warriors, right now we're having that 28-8 over North Gaston Wildcats. We got Cherville is a final. Cherville wins their opener.
Go Ironman.
Go Ironman. 14-0 over Avery County. Ashbrook Green Wave 46. Concord Spiders 12.
Do you believe that, Will? 42-12.
It just
The Green Wave. It was like a tidal wave tonight.
it must be a whole lot of switching going on in Concord right now. Community School of Davidson 52, Benjamin City 6.
It is. Oh, sorry, Will.
And that is a final. And South Point 28, Lincoln Wolverines 13. They lost a point during all that melee. We got Bunker Hill Bears 20 and Kramer Storm 14. That's the score we have as of right now. Carolina Bearcats 20, Highland Tech Rams 7. Hickory Ridge Raging Bulls 45. Hunter Huskies 0. Mount Airy, what is that? The
Granite
Bears. I ain't never seen a granite bear.
A little stiff.
They look stiff. Mount Airy Granite Bears 15. North Surrey Greyhounds 12. And we got we got a score. East Wilk Cardinals 3, West Wilk Blackhawks 0. West Stokes winners over South Stokes 31-14. Don't have a score for Allegheny and Surrey Central. East Surrey Cardinals just mollywop the South Starmount Rams. It's 55-7. And the Ashe County Huskies over Wilk Central Eagles 43-6. But we don't have a final in that one as of yet.
Yeah, they're still battling out. I got a tweet here from where did it go? I mentioned this. The lights were knocked off during the Newton Polk game. Is what that somebody told us on the tweet.
And that was at Newton, wasn't it?
Right. Yes. Said the lights literally went out in the game. So,
well, somebody got their lights turned out up there. It was 42-28.
I'm sure his lights went out. Got to stop the bleeding some kind of way. Polk County just running all over.
All right, we'll take these other scores.
Are you saying when Polk County gets 40 points, somebody needs to hit the switch? You can call the Crest Charger fans and Will Boykins at 704.
Did they bring Al Bundy back?
No comment. What we've got so far on the Carson Cougars and the Statesville Greyhounds, and this is not final, but it's Statesville 10 and Carson 0.
30-0 final.
30-0.
Yes. These will be coming in fast here in a minute once everybody, hey, there's a final. Nobody tweets during the game, and then we get them all of a sudden. But yeah, 30-0 on that one there, Dennis.
Oh, Will.
Asheville and Robinsonville, I still got 0. I ain't got nothing on that. I can't find nothing on.
So we still don't have the score on the Black Knights versus the Cougars. So
nah. That might be the best nickname matchup of the night.
I think so.
The Black Knight. Hey, that's you, baby.
versus the Cougars.
Give them a score, Black Knight.
0-0 as far as we know it right now.
Smoky Mountain Mustangs versus the Cherokee Braves.
Still, 30-0 was the last thing I'm gonna check right now.
Last thing was 30-0,
and that was old Smoky Mountain, not Cherokee, by the way. For you.
Yeah,
folks.
The Braves struck
final
out tonight.
Smoky Mountain 37-0.
37-0.
Yes, so Smoky Mountain's gonna finish up at 37.
Cherokee nothing. 0 zip nada.
And the Bulldogs whooped the Bulldogs, which would be the Thomasville Bulldogs.
I said the Bulldogs were going to win.
You picked right.
Went out on
Well, the Bulldogs lost.
There's Thomasville Bulldogs over the Albemarle Bulldogs, 51-23.
And the Alexander Central Cougars beat the Hickory Red Tornadoes tonight, 33-15.
We got Swain County over North Buncombe. Right now, we have a score of 21-0. That is not final just as of yet. The game may be final, but we don't have the final score in.
And the Mitchell Mountaineers over the Irwin Warriors tonight, 42-19.
Still don't have a score on the Roseman and the East Henderson game.
Nor do we have a score on the Franklin Panthers and the Murphy Bulldogs. They all the way up there between Georgia and Tennessee. We may not hear about that till Tuesday.
Got to get the letter in for that game.
Well, the Pony Express don't run up there on Saturday.
Tuscola 55-7 over Madison. So Tuscola Mountaineers 55-7 over the Madison Patriots. That's in your bottom right of your screen for you folks watching and keeping score at home. Hey, I tweet these scoreboards out during the week, and you guys can pull them off and keep them for yourself at home and have your own little scoreboard here and keep up with us on Friday nights. But we're going to have David Potter from Lincoln County Game of the Week here called just a minute, East Lincoln and High Brighton Panthers. And then after him, we're going to talk to Matt Chapman. We're going to talk about the Cherville Ironman's 14-0 victory. And then after Matt, we're going to talk to Steve Degree at 11 o'clock.
Steve.
We'll talk Shelby
you
football.
Can count on
and then
that
we
man
still got
to
talk to talk to Robbie Roop that was at the Crest game. And another game that I'm missing, Burns, Tom, and them guys. We'll talk to them about 11:15, 11:30, Robbie and Tom. So waiting on Mr. Potter to give us a call. And then Terry says Shannon took Madison. So I don't know why Terry Shannon bragging about a score that he knew neither one of those teams about, but I'll give Terry the credit on that. Oh gosh.
So still don't have a score on the North Henderson versus Hendersonville game.
And Kevin gave you the score there on Madison and Tuscola. It was Tuscola 55-7.
I did get an East Wilkes while we were talking. East Wilkes 3-0 over West Wilkes right now. That's our only score we got. Still haven't got a final on Bunker Hill Kramer. East Gaston final 28-8 over North Gaston. West Henderson 55-0 over East Rutherford. Another final. McDowell finalizes RS Central in that barn burner 39-36. St. Stephen's, that's at 26-13, 33-14 against North West Lincoln over North Lincoln. See if there's anything else I might have updated while y'all were talking. I don't think so. Everything else I pretty much interrupted you. All right, JP, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to David, and we'll talk to them about the East Lincoln game. We got some highlights we haven't got to Twitter. I'm going to do my best, folks. Once we get to all the scores out, I'm going to start playing some of the highlights while we talk about the games, and Dennis and Will read out the scores out loud for you folks. For you folks watching on YouTube, I know you want to see some of these scoring highlights. We've got them. We'll have them up for you here in just a few minutes. Stay tuned on YouTube. If you're listening on the radio, turn to YouTube right now. Go to KTC Broadcasting. We've got all the scores. We've got our scoreboard up. Myself, Dennis, and Will be ready to go live here in the studios, live video, and we're going to have all the scores and highlights from these games up in just a few minutes on ktcbroadcasting.com.
If you're ready to make the great escape, do it with the #1 brand on the water. Yamaha Wave Runners are the most premium personal watercraft on the market, with industry-first features and exciting new products like the all-new 2021 VX Series with audio packages, the much-anticipated Superjet, and the new race-ready GP Series. This is Wave Runner country. See one today at Full Throttle Powersports, located at 100 Indian Walk off I-85 in Laurel.
Get the fire you desire at Future Energy Company in Shelby. Get ready for winter weather with your new Monessen or low-pi gas logs or inserts. And see them today at Future Energy Company. And there's plenty of tailgating or backyard cookouts to be done. See the Green Mountain Pellet Grills or the Big Green Eggs. And see the Badland Series from Big Frig Coolers. All at Future Energy Company, 130 West Graham Street in Shelby. Online at futureenergyco.com. Get the fire you desire. There's nothing worse than going to bed and finding bed bugs. What do? You call H&H Termite Pest Control and Waterproofing in Shelby. They'll put your bed bugs to sleep for good. And call H&H to treat your yard for mosquitoes. And just announced, H&H Waterproofing was named the best of the best for the second straight year. H&H Termite Pest Control and Waterproofing, 520 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at hhpci.com. If you live in a mobile home, or maybe you own a mobile home park, either way, listen up. H&M Industries in Shelby now sells mobile home supplies. They have everything you need. Mobile home windows, mobile home doors, vinyl, and more. And with H&M Industries, you get wholesale pricing. That's H&M Industries, located at 3931 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at hmiwindows.com and like them on Facebook too. Get your mobile home supplies today at H&M Industries. Another big truck has delivered another big load of scratch and dented appliances at Hendrick Appliance in Shelby. Never has the selection been better. Now is the time to save money. Washers, dryers, dishwashers, freezers, refrigerators, in stock and ready to roll. They've stacked them deep and selling them cheap. Don't miss it. The time to save has never been better than now. The big scratch and dent truckload sale. Hendrick Appliance, 1241 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at hendrickappliance.com. See the page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too. You've been asking for them, and now they're in stock. It's the Troy-built rear tine tillers, and now they're in stock at Hojo Powersports in Shelby. Come get yours today and make gardening a breeze with a new Troy-built rear tine tiller. But that's not all. Ask about the special radio price on pressure washers. Just mention this radio ad and get a special radio discount on a pressure washer at Hojo Powersports, 110 Grigg Street off South Lafayette Street in Shelby. Online at hojopower.net.
And we're back with Kevin, Will, and Dennis. And we have a special guest on the phone.
Yeah. Hey, good evening, everybody. What's up? Just find a room. I don't care right now. Tom, sit there finding the Burns Bulldogs. It's been a long
The
night
Burn
for me,
Dog
Tom,
Bulls Bulldog is here.
Him and Shannon's going to be here. Pick CJ up. I'm going to make Shannon sit down and talk for just a minute to us about the ball. Tom, come here and join us in just a second. We got David Potter on the line, though, first. East Lincoln Mustangs defeat the High Brighton Panthers tonight on our return to Lincoln County on lincolncounty.com. 36-8. Big time action over there. And why David, we talked to you about that, I guess we got him on. Let's make sure. Do we have David on there, JP?
I am here.
Hey, David. Hey, David. How you going?
I'm doing good.
Now, David, I know you've never met Dennis here and Will here, but they're excited to and have you on with us. And as always, and don't pay too much attention to them. They're Crest people, and if you don't mention Crest, they might go get you some ice cream or something. I don't know, but we're going to talk about some East Lincoln football though. Big win tonight over High Brighton, and tell us a little about how the game went. And I'm going to pull up some highlights for the folks at home to watch while we talk about that.
Well, pretty much it was a dominant performance on both sides of the ball for East Lincoln. I mean, normally High Brighton is a very good program, but this is the second straight year that East Lincoln has taken them out by a good margin. This one really wasn't close. East Lincoln pretty much did what they wanted to in the first half. Tyler Mazzell threw for 190 yards in the first half, 4 touchdowns. Kendra Walker had 5 catches for 73 yards. He also picked off a pass and returned it for about 70 yards just short of the end zone. That set up a touchdown right before halftime. They got some good rushing in the second half. East Lincoln really pulled in the horns in the second half. They only had about 100 yards offense, and a lot of that was on the ground. So if they had to go 48 minutes, they could really put a lot of points on the board. And on the other side, they really shut down High Brighton. They might have had 120 yards offense. That's about it. And they've got everybody back on defense. That is a loaded defense. So it's only one game, but that's a team to watch for in the 3A. They've got offense and defense and a lot of experience. The offensive line looked pretty good considering they're replacing 3 players from last year.
Well, David, I was, posting stuff on the website and stuff about our games, and someone made a comment about Statesville being overrated in their conference. After seeing East Lincoln tonight, your first time this year, are they going to give them a run this year? Maybe
they might give them a run. You can never count out Statesville. They've always got so many good athletes, but I think that could be a dynamite ball game, just because you've got the experience factor. You've got Mazzell, Walker. I left out Clark. He had 7 catches for 70 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, they've got a lot of weapons. The 1-2-3 connection they call themselves because they wear numbers 1, 2, and 3. And they had over 250 yards offense in the first half. That spread offense, they don't have to throw it deep, but they've got such quick people when they throw slants and cutters and stuff like that. They can really break free and get some big plays out of it, or just chunk yardage down the field 10, 15 yards on a regular basis. They're pretty potent.
Well, next week they have, is it Forest View next week? Is that right?
Yes, they host Forest View next week. We'll be doing that game as well.
Well, Jaguars got shut out tonight by Burns 42-0, so you might have another a big night over there, David, with these guys.
Well, that's possible, but of course, with high school sports, you never assume anything.
Right.
Anything can happen.
Well, the most impressive athlete for the East Lincoln Mustangs up there tonight?
Mazzell's got the great arm. He throws it well, but you got Keandre Walker, who has committed to Virginia, I've learned tonight. He had 5 catches for 73 yards, a touchdown, caught a 2-point conversion, and he had an interception right before the half that allowed East to get their last touchdown and make it a 30-8. What he did is he jumped an out route, and he did that about 3 minutes before that and just couldn't quite haul it in, or he'd have walked to the end zone. They tried the same play again. He was sitting on it, and he just zipped in front. Ran into one of his own guys running down the field, or he'd have scored, and then the quarterback, Cody Wilson for High Brighton, was able to bring him down from behind at about the 2-yard line. But it was really impressive. He went about 70 yards on the return. Any time they threw towards him, they were asking for trouble because he had 5 interceptions last year as well. So it's not a surprise to see him pick off a ball.
Well, David, looking at your schedule, now you've got High Brighton. You had High Brighton East Lincoln this week. Then you've got Forest View at East Lincoln, Ford at West Lincoln here in the first 3 weeks. And we do want to remind everybody, week 4, everyone has the week off, so we actually won't have a game in week 4. But coming up in the next few weeks, you got some the Mustangs at Forest View next week. We'll get to see if the Mustangs keep running. And then Ford and West Lincoln, the Battle of Hog Hill in a couple weeks.
That could be a really interesting game. Ford wasn't that impressive last year, to be honest, and I believe Maiden took him out pretty heavily tonight, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was 50-7, so we'll probably see a good, nice little West Lincoln victory maybe with that.
Yeah, they seem to do pretty well against North tonight. Battle of two teams that seem to be mirrors of each other. It looks like West Lincoln got the better of that.
Well, all right, David. Well, good luck, and thank you. Do you have any questions? Are you wanting any other scores that you haven't heard or anything like that before I get off here with you?
No, I'm good, but thanks for having me on. Look forward to the game next week.
Well, we want to welcome you again to KTC Broadcasting. You guys did a fantastic job up there. I really didn't have to even monitor y'all too much. I had too many other things going on, but every time I'm listening to you guys, y'all sounded great, and you did great, and I want to thank you for joining us and look forward to some more broadcasts with you.
Okay.
All right,
sounds like fun.
Thank you, David. Have a good one.
All right, thank you. You too.
All right, it's David Potter with the Lincoln County Game of the Week. Him and Jason Sane. Like I said, we got Forest View at East Lincoln next week, Ford at West Lincoln the week after that, and then the off week. JP, is Matt on the phone?
I told him to call back.
Matt, call right back. Call back right now. We'll talk to him here in just a second. So Matt Chapman's about to call on the KTC Broadcasting. Did Tom leave, or is he down there talking? I was going to talk to him in a minute if he was still here. They did. They come in and get CJ and some chicken wings and get out of here.
We got chicken wings?
No. Well, Andre had chicken wings. You could have ordered chicken wings from Fats. Speaking of that, what'd you have for dinner tonight? Let's promote our Fats our dinner that we had tonight. I had a chicken Caesar salad.
I went with the grilled chicken salad. Eating healthy. Well, that's how I keep this.
I cannot hear Dennis.
What, JP?
I
could
can't
probably
hear
turn
you.
them on. It'd help him.
And he didn't have our red button pushed in here,
Didn't
so
need
he
him.
probably
Oh,
couldn't
okay.
hear either
Didn't
one
need
of
'em.
us.
Yeah, I didn't need them.
He didn't need them.
I didn't need that at all.
See, that's how he does. Welcome back, Will. Don't say nothing.
Hold on. You get Tom fired up with that one. You can't talk on this talk show. But for the folks listening, Will is a sight to see tonight.
A sight to see. I don't know if that's what exactly I'd say.
Yeah, look at him. He's got his tie-dye Green Bay Packers shirt on.
Go, Pack, go.
And I don't know who embarrassed. Honestly, between you and Andre and Terry, I don't know who embarrasses themselves more with their team apparel. I think.
At least I'm not a Cleveland Brown fan. So at the end of the day, you haven't seen me put on a Cleveland Brown hat. Y'all can't even keep a quarterback, so I know we're not even in a discussion.
He just can't play for 11 games. And $5 million.
5 minutes. Well, I mean,
he offered that.
He offered that himself. He was like,
here's
$5 million.
When he was talking about his new masseuse in Cleveland, said he does a good job.
Did you see this week they actually had the national convention for masseuses was in Cleveland this week?
Oh wow!
They know where the money's at.
Bad timing. They're like, we'll get right over there. All right, so again, we're gonna have Matt Chapman here in just a second. As soon as JP gets him up and going, he says he's up and going. We'll see. I don't know if I trust JP.
Did the Panthers win tonight?
Oh, come on.
Did the
I'm very
Braves win
trustworthy.
tonight?
I don't know. Is he ready?
He should be.
Matt, are you there?
Yeah, I got you guys. What's up?
What's up, Matt Chapman? Avery County in Cherryville tonight on WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM. And for the majority of the game, Matt, score was about 2-0. You want to tell us a little bit about what's going on there? I thought
we were still in baseball season. I didn't know what was happening.
Was that a fly ball that brought in the runners or what?
It was not the prettiest ball game. I believe 7 total turnovers. It was really the Cherryville defense, obviously, was the difference with the shutout. that secondary played very well. They came up with 3 interceptions in that second half. Actually, 4 interceptions in the second half. Colin Huss came up with the pick 6 that finally got us off that 2-0 score. The first touchdown late in the third quarter, and then Landon Hahn sealed it with 2 picks in the fourth quarter. But yeah, just definitely looked like the first game of the season for both offenses. It was not a pretty ball game.
Well, we thought for a while that you and Danny Aker were so used to doing baseball that you were just counting them 1 to 7 or something.
Every touchdown is 1 point.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it was just the defense that stood out tonight, or would you have any progress on offense tonight?
Well, they definitely picked it up in the second half. They started moving the ball better. And really, once they started moving the ball, but then they started shooting themselves in the foot with penalties, and they threw an interception down in the red zone. But I mean, I think Danny said they had like 35 yards total in the first half. So they definitely picked up on that in the second half. Chase Miller, the quarterback, had a pretty good game aside from the couple interceptions that he threw. He ran the ball well. I think he had about 75 yards passing, hit a couple big ones, hit about a 30-yarder to convert a third down, and then about a 25-yarder to Landon Hahn to pick up a fourth down conversion. So he made plays when he needed to, finished with about 150 total yards passing and rushing. So he was definitely the highlight offensively. I'd say their biggest issue was just keeping him clean. They both teams had a real tough time blocking up front. There was tons of pressure pretty much any time anyone dropped back to throw, and that showed in the turnovers for sure. I think both teams ended up with 4 turnovers in the game. So.
Oh, Matt, I don't want to interrupt you, but I just got some breaking news from Terry Reinhardt. New England 20, Carolina 10 final. He didn't say anything about the Cowboys. I don't guess they're playing tonight, but we'll go with the New England 20, Carolina 10, and neither one of those dueling quarterbacks, Sam or Baker, played tonight supposedly. So we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah, that's a strange move.
Okay.
Got a quarterback competition and neither of them play. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
That's the way you have a competition, is you don't play either one of those quarterbacks.
Who looks better holding the clipboard? They're competing to be the backup.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, you got next few weeks. What we got here on the Cherville Ironman?
Yeah, we're on the road going to West Lincoln next week. I saw they looked pretty impressive blowing out North Lincoln tonight, so that one could be interesting, going on the road up there to Vail. And then the week after that, we're heading down to South Carolina, take on Blacksburg. I will admit that I don't really know anything about them. So,
well, Danny Aker asked me about Blacksburg the other day at the World Series game, and I told him the only thing I knew about Blacksburg was that the only good thing to ever come out of Blacksburg was I-85.
Oh, no.
They
are Blacksburg.
Send your fan mail and letters to Dennis Davis, 1313 Mockingbird Lane, Transylvania County.
Blacksburg is not who they.
That's like the JV team for Gaffney.
Yeah, they used to be way back. They used to be, but they're not. Gaffney gets most of the athletes over there. So
okay. Yeah.
Now,
I'm guessing they'll have their hands full with West Lincoln next week, and then maybe have a little easier time with Blacksburg if that's right. Hopefully we'll see.
Now, the good thing about this, there is a great steakhouse down there in Blacksburg, and since Kevin's paying for the pregame meal,
have to head down early.
Enjoy. Get the big filet mignon, charge it to KTC Broadcasting and just bring him the bill back.
Sounds good.
So I did get to highlight the pick six there up on the scoreboard and the touchdown. I've got the safety somewhere. Here it is. I'm gonna pull it up for the fans as well. But big night, Cherville 14-0 opening night win. Matt, good luck. We'll see you next week. I've got like 4 more announcers I got to squeeze in here for the end of the show. So I want to thank you for everything you did tonight, and be careful going back to home. I know you got a long ride now.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll talk to you guys next week. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you, Matt. Have a good evening. Matt Chapman, want to thank him. I mean, he's been a road warrior the last few weeks for us in American Legion baseball, and now here for Cherville Ironman football. Just absolute great for us here on KTC. The hard work that he does.
I just thought who that was, Matt Chapman.
Yeah, from Lincoln County. Yeah, he's on Cherville now.
Yeah.
He got promoted.
Yeah. So we used to do
winning.
Will hadn't been here in a while. He's like, "Where's Terry? Why is Matt on the phone? Where's my chicken wings? What's going on around here?
What's going on?"
He's over here to Vince Lombardi and us. What the heck's going on over here? We've got big boards on the wall. You know, just welcome back, Will. Good to see you, brother.
Yes. I like the improvements.
Thank you. Are you talking about bringing you back? Is that the improvements? Is that what you're hitting at?
Well,
I'm an old
Pat is on back here. All right, we got Steve now.
Woo, turn your radio down.
Steve, turn your radio down just a little bit there. We got you now, loud and clear. I believe if JP hit all the buttons, right?
All right, how you doing, sir?
What's up? Good to hear from you again, Steve. Hadn't heard. Oh, it's been a long time, bro.
Well, you know, just plugging away.
Well, not what you wanted tonight, Steve. Kings Mountain comes up victorious over the Golden Lions. You want to tell a little bit about from the coaching perspective of what happened over there?
Well, we probably played the way we practiced. We didn't have a good week of practice. And, you know, sometimes games like this, the first game, you got the first game jitters, and we got a lot of things we need to work on. We couldn't stop them when we needed to. And then we missed that extra point, and the extra point to get you behind the 8 ball. So at the end, when we did get a score, we had to go for 2 just to tie. Only good thing about the game, there was no turnovers in the game, but Kings Mountain just ran all over our defense. But you know, we had that quick strike offense to get us back in the game. So when you lose Santana Hopper and Malachi Hamlet, we got to find some dogs on defense.
That's true.
So
You've had some studs out there, Steve. We're watching. You talk about the defense now. And I'm sure y'all are going to watch this same tape that Will and I are watching right now on this first touchdown. 4 or 5 missed tackles on that, not wrapping up. I'm guessing that's going to be a point of emphasis this week, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, especially halftime. But you know, Coach Wilbanks challenged them at halftime to come back out and play better, which we did. We played better the second half. But we got a lot of stuff to work on. We got a bunch of young kids that hadn't really played much. It's playing defense, so it's going to take a little while for our defense to gel.
Well,
So
Steve,
in order for us to win, the offense is going to have to score, put a lot of points on the board for us.
Steve, I know that you don't make any excuses at any time about how you played, but how were your kids physically this week? Were they a little beat up from the big scrimmage that you had last week?
Yeah, our running back never played. Bryson Keith, he never played in Jamboree. He never played this week. So you know then we had to move up our JV running back to be back up to Tate. So you know it's just one of those nights. But you got to give credit to Coach Lowe and the Kings Mountain Mountaineers. They had a good game plan to run the ball, and once they got lead, they put Richardson in the backfield, and he was running like Marshawn Lynch on us, and we couldn't stop him. So, but we couldn't get off the field on third down. We just couldn't get off the field.
But Steve, I'm watching. I know you lost up front. You lost 2 dogs up front coming into, and I know y'all looking to replace those 2 guys. What promise did you see? Did you see anybody that came in to try to show some promise? What promise did you see out of anybody on that front five?
Yeah, we lost the big guard for halftime, the freshman guard, and then we had to move C.J. Whitener down the guard. So we had to go to the bench and get our pinch hitter, which was Denoris Gist, number 60. So he came in and played the other tackle for us. So that's a promise, right there to give him some playing time, because I don't really know the status on Scotland Dover right now. But that kid, he's 6'5", 300 pounds, probably about 13 to 14 years old.
Oh, wow.
Well, Steve, I know tonight there was a little bit of a problem with the kicking with Berkowitz, but I don't think it's really Berkowitz. What I saw in the scrimmage last week was the blocking up front was allowing penetration to block the kick that Berkowitz was making. Berkowitz can make the kick if he's got time. What happened tonight?
Well, again, it's about the same thing. When you play the line, and when the ball snaps, you got to step down behind the guy that's on your right or your left. And you can't turn your shoulders. You got to stay square because they can penetrate and block it. So basically, that's what happened on that first extra point. They blocked it. And so the Cavs got to concentrate more and stay square and get you good position so the defense guy won't run over you. So that's what happened on that extra point.
It looked like in the second half that Lee and Hamilton started working a little bit better together. Lee's arm looked strong as hell.
Oh, I was about to say, we're watching this touchdown highlight, and that was a sick pass. I mean, he let that one go. That was good. That was a fantastic pass. We're watching the highlight right now, Steve. That's nasty.
I mean, just move the pocket, step up in it, and let the ball go.
Just watch that ball just jump out of his hands.
With a pretty good distance on that one. What was that, about 40 yards?
But yeah, that was 40 yards on the sprint.
Yeah, and Dalen is the ultimate leader. When we have Lyman meeting, he's there. He's the ultimate leader. I'll go to war with him anytime. Of course, I go to war with my dogs and my kids, We just got to keep on working and get it together, because this don't make your season right here. You just hurt your feelings because you lost your kind of rivalry. But we got 9 more to go.
Well, yeah, you got to understand. You got regular season to play, and as far as like conference wise.
But these are the games they need, though. Their conference ain't that strong, so these are the dog games that they need. They need to fight through this for the playoffs.
You and I have talked about it from Crest losing early games in the past. The same thing with Shelby here, even though they're the defending state champions. This one don't count for nothing. It's a non-conference game. Even if they get beat by Crest, it's a non-conference game. But now that Burns game, that's a different story.
Yeah, that's a different story. That's a conference game.
All right, Steve, who you got next week?
We got AC Reynolds at our place.
Okay.
We have a tough schedule, guys. I know a lot of people in the community talk about, Shelby 2A and this, but we don't play no weak schedule, guys. Coach Will Banks try to get the toughest schedule that we can get to get us prepared for them down the road.
That's why they go deep in the playoffs every year. They don't. I mean, you got to play that kind of schedule to keep your team good. No ifs and buts about it. You can play cream puffs all year and win a whole bunch of games, and then when it comes down to you have to make a tough run, you don't know how to play through adversity. So kudos. They've always done it. So kudos to Shelby for keeping that tough schedule.
You have to be careful about that too. The rumor has it that Crest is going to open up with Gaffney next year. We did that one time. Shelby did that too.
Yeah, we flew the ball in and never seen the end of the game.
I remember the guy parachuting out of the plane with the football. That's the last good thing that happened.
Well, Steve, I want you guys to be careful next week and have a good game and a good week of preparation and fix all your things you need to fix as a coach. We got Brent Pascoe calling in. I still got to talk to Tom, Robbie, and we've got more highlights to do here on the post game show. Steve, any other last thoughts or anything else you want to mention before you get out of here?
I just want to thank y'all guys for allowing me to call in for the Shelby Golden Lions every week. And all I can say, I was telling the guys this week, Philippians 2 and 3 said, "Together we win."
Say that.
And that's what I was telling the kids. Together we win. We can't be an individual. So if we stick together, we'll be okay.
All right, Steve. We'll look forward to hearing from you next week, and hopefully you guys can pull off the win against the Asheville Rockets.
Hey, Steve, we got to do lunch soon.
So what now?
We got to do lunch soon.
Yeah, Will's buying.
Hey, Will, just give me a call. Just let me know when, bro.
All right, I will.
All
All
right.
right.
Steve Agree,
All right, bye-bye.
one of the coaches now for the Shelby Golden Lions and a friend of KTC as always. Want to thank him for calling in. JP's about to get Brent Pascoe up, who broadcast the game, and he's got our players of the games and maybe can give you perspective from our fan/announcer point of view. JP, is he on there and ready?
He's going to have to call back.
Okay. Brent, call right back if JP hit the wrong button. Anyway, I'm going to read some scores real quick for the folks on the radio. I know you folks online get to watch, and you just kind of look at it as we go. 42-0 Burns over Forest View. 40-22 Crest over Freedom. Kings Mountain wins 28-26 over Shelby. West Henderson 55-0 over East Rutherford. Chase 42-0 over Mountain Heritage, and Drone 43-0 over Thomas Jefferson. McDowell 39-36 over RS Central Hilltoppers. Polk County 42-28 over Newton Conover. East Burke 28-0 over Patton. 28-7 South Caldwell over West Caldwell. St. Stephen's 26-13 over Bandy's. Maiden 50-7 over Fred T. Ford. West Lincoln 33-14 over North Lincoln, and East Lincoln wins 36-8 over Highbright. And East Gaston Warriors 28-8 over North Gaston. Cherville Ironman 14-0 over Avery County. Ashbrook 46-12 over Concord. Community School of Davidson 52-6 at Bessemer City. South Point 28-13 at Lincoln. Carolina Bearcats win 20-7 over the Highland Tech Rams. The Hickory Ridge Raging Bulls win 45-0 over the Hunter Huskies. 55-7 East Surrey beats Starmount. 30-0 Statesville over Carson. 37-0 Smoky Mountain over Cherokee. 51-23 Thomasville over Albemarle. Alexander Central 33-15. 42-19 Mitchell over Irwin. Franklin 24-7 over Murphy. Pisgah falls 14-21 at Brevard. Tuscola 55-7 over Madison, and South Iredale 44-7 over North Iredale. Scores that we do have, these were the final scores that we had but are not finals that we know of. Bunker Hill 20-14 over Kramer. Mount Airy 15-12 over North Surrey. East Wilkes 3-0 over West Wilkes. West Stokes 31-14 over South Stokes. Surrey Central and Allegheny, I cannot find a score anywhere on that. Ashe County 43-36 last time we saw over Wilkes Central. Watauga 42-13 last time we saw over Robertson. Never got a score on Hendersonville. North Henderson. Never got a score on East Henderson. Rosman. And then Robbinsville and Asheville Cougars. I just got one from Terry. Asheville wins 26-14 over Robbinsville in that game. We got Brent Pascoe on yet, JP?
Not yet.
All right.
26.
Brent, call in. Brent, call in right now. Did you say, what was it, 14 Robbinsville to 26 for Asheville? And then we, JP, I was about to say, if you don't call in the next minute, we're going to have to take a break. He probably might have went to the little boys' room.
Got it.
Brent Pascoe on the radio.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good,
How you
good,
doing,
good.
Brent?
I'm doing good. Just got home from the big battle of Buffalo Creek.
When Steve called in and told us about a little bit about the game, go ahead and break it down from the broadcasting point of it.
Well, typically in an opener, you see a lot of sloppy play, turnovers. The defense is usually a little ahead of the offense, and tonight it was a little different. It was no turnovers. I think the first half was 2 penalties combined. The offenses were way ahead of the defense. I think I had Kings Mountain at 391 yards and Shelby at 390 yards.
Pretty
And
close.
so both
That's a
offenses
lot.
played great.
That's 800 yards of offense in a ball game.
Yep. Yeah, no turnovers. And, there were some penalties in the second half for sure. But, just a really good game. Kings Mountain got a lead, and they came out throwing the ball. And I think Shelby probably thought they were going to run the ball. And Shelby came out running the ball, and everybody thought they were going to throw the ball. And then the second half, they both reverted back to, Kings Mountain going primarily with the run. And late in the ball game, they brought in Richardson, and Shelby just couldn't stop it. And they ran a lot of clock and won that ball game. And I think I was really impressed with Kings Mountain's line play. And Shelby, about what we thought. The skill players were really good, and the line play, they gotta find the right mix as the season goes along.
Well, I think, Brent, it was obvious tonight that you missed Hopper and Hamrick on the defensive side of the ball. Your young guys came in there and filled in those spots, and they'll get better as the year goes on. What were your observations on the defensive side of the ball?
Yeah, so I would say from Shelby's perspective, they got some beef eaters, and they can really clog the middle on the run game. They're going to have to find a pass rush that, you can't just replace a Hopper and a Hamrick and even an Allen and a Baldry just that easily, right? But they're going to have to find a couple of guys that can get to the quarterback and put some pressure on the ball. I think Littlejohn had a little bit too much time tonight. And then he was able to hook up on some short passes and whatnot, hit one long ball. So I think they just got to either find a couple of guys that can rush or mix some looks up. But, they look pretty good against the run, but against the pass, they struggled a bit.
What about your defensive backs on the defensive side?
Yeah.
Wow, a lot of fresh faces there. The Griffin, who played linebacker last year, was playing safety some. Anderson and McGill are going to be solid, but they got to find a couple of guys. And a bunch of guys got looks tonight. Micah Hopper got out there, McCray, and a few other guys. So he tried a bunch of guys, and I think eventually some guys will step up. Tristan Tate was back there, but a lot of the guys he had back there were freshmen and sophomores, and I think they just got to get some game experience, and figure out, some of the play looks. They maybe bit a couple of times on a couple of plays and a couple of missed tackles here and there, but I fully expect they'll find a couple of guys step up here as the weeks go by.
Well, sometimes when you've had great players and you've got guys that have to come in and replace them, they haven't had the playing time to get the experience to step up and play. So you've got an alternative here. Do you play those guys who were used to standing over on the sideline watching the plays, or do you play those really, really young guys and get them the experience so that a year or two down the road, they will be able to play that quality position? So I think when you said Shelby's looking for some people, that may be what we see in the next couple of games, is that some of those younger guys who haven't had the experience may get to play a little bit more to see who's going to step up and fill those positions for you.
Yeah, I think we'll see that exactly. The toughest part is you don't have a slouch to play where you can afford to look at a lot of guys. You got a AC Reynolds and a Crest and a High Brighton, and so I guess the good thing about that is when you get to your East Gastons and your Highland Techs and your Burnses, you're going to have played some really good teams up to that point.
Well, based on what
Burns?
High Brighton did
He
tonight,
said he called Burns out tonight.
Who did?
He just called
based on
Burns
what
out.
we saw from High Brighton tonight, you may be able to get healthy against them, if you will.
Yeah, I think we saw a High Brighton team that's not quite what they've been the past few years. From what I didn't see the final, but I saw they were down pretty good.
36-8. East
Okay.
Lincoln.
Yeah.
And what was that, Burns? 28?
42.
28 nothing?
42.
42. Okay. Yeah, Burns, this is the Burns team that beat everybody in middle school, went undefeated, didn't really have a close game. This is that group of guys with Kahari Haynes and Ryan Thompson and L.J. Allen and Ben Mooney. And, this could be Burns' shot this year.
All right, Brent. Well, I got Stefani calling in here in just a second. Any other final thoughts or anything else on the WHS Shelby broadcast? I know this year, folks, we're going to be doing Shelby and Crest games here on WHS with Brent and Jeff Jones and Robbie Roop. And next week, you got did you say you're at High Bright next week?
AC Reynolds.
We've got
y'all got
AC
AC
Reynolds
Reynolds
at home, and then Crest looming here pretty quickly too. So that'll be another good one.
Is that third game? Is that a Crest game or a Shelby game, Kevin?
It's a Shelby Crest? I don't know what they call it on. What
KTC,
they call it on? Whatever they call it on the television. The
At
tube.
Crest this year, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, Brent. Well, thank you, buddy.
You got it, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, be careful. Have a good night and good weekend. Brent Pascoe and Jeff Jones tonight doing a great job on that Shelby broadcast. Is Tom on the line already?
He's calling back.
All right, Tom, we're going to take a quick break. Call during the break. JP will put you on hold. We'll be right back on ktcbroadcasting.com.
Before the big game, head out to the Creekside Seafood and Steak. It's Shelby's best-kept secret for the finest in steaks. Right now, get 2 big New York strips with your choice of potato, salad, and bread, all for $30. And remember, they serve all your breakfast favorites, too. You'll enjoy the game better with a stop-off first at Creekside Seafood and Steak, 1025 Kaiser Street, off Highway 74 East in Shelby. Open Wednesday through Saturday, 8 till 8. Sunday lunch from 11 to 2:30. Like them on Facebook, too. Your commercial local train dealer for residential and commercial service in Shelby and Cleveland County is CSI Mechanical, a 5-star leader in HVAC services. What's their secret? Well, it's pretty simple. They provide fast, efficient, fair service with no hidden or surprising costs. They are a certified train comfort specialist dealer and handle all warranties. They also do commercial refrigeration, and they are a Hoshizaki ice maker machine dealer for home or office. Call for more information at 704-600-6267. CSI Mechanical, 1243 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, right behind Hendrick Appliance. Online at csimechanical.com. Like them on Facebook, too.
People ask, why are prices on furniture at Cummings Furniture in Shelby so much lower than other furniture stores? The answer? Low overhead. Yes, low overhead means lower prices to you, their customers. No wonder they've been in business for almost 50 years, with name brands too like Ashley, Park Place, Bassett, Catnapper, and more. And buy one recliner, get one free. And check out their truckload mattress sale. Prices start at $5.99 at Cummings Furniture, 410 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at CummingsFurnitureofShelby.com.
Smiles are the specialty at Family Dentistry in Shelby. Dr. Stroud, Wilson, Thompson, and McMurray invite you in for all of your dental needs, from preventive care to cosmetic dentistry, from crowns and bridges to root canals and implants. For your appointment, call 704-482-3281 or visit the website at shelbydentist.net. Yes, smiles are the specialty at Family Dentistry in Shelby, located at 416 West Warren Street. Kids love them. Hey, and you will too. This area Skag dealer is Elliott Supply Company in Polkville. How would you like to win a brand new Skag? Of course you would. Just drive by Elliott Supply in Polkville and pick up an entry ticket for $10. All proceeds will be going to the Polkville Baptist Church. You could be the winner of a Skag Liberty 2 52-inch mower. It'll be given away August 28th. Again, tickets are $10 each and are available at Elliott Supply Company on Highway 182 in Polkville or from any member of the Polkville Baptist Church.
Clean up with a stop at Falston Pharmacy in Falston, the Happy Pharmacy. The Falston Pharmacy has added a new household cleaning section. You'll find your favorite popular brand name cleaning items. And remember the Falston Pharmacy for all your prescription needs. And be sure to use the convenient drive-through window. They want to be your local hometown pharmacy. So don't worry, be happy with a stop at the Falston Pharmacy, Highway 18 North in Falston. Like them on Facebook too. Nobody does ribs like Fats Cafe in Shelby. If you love ribs, you'll love Fats Cafe in Shelby. Right now, get 1 pound of ribs and a baked potato for just $9.99. Offer good only on orders to go. But come on in for their Thursday all-you-can-eat in-house ribs for just $14.99. That's right, all-you-can-eat ribs for $14.99. Each and every Thursday at your Shelby Fats Cafe, 1235 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby.
Flooring America in Kings Mountain and Carver One Flooring Home in Gastonia have some great news. New LVP flooring that's waterproof. Hey, and it's also pet-proof. And even kid-proof. But best of all, it's only $319 a square foot. That's right, LVP waterproof flooring for $319 a square foot. From Flooring America, 602 Slater Street in Kings Mountain, and Carpet One Flooring Home, 2757 East Ozark Avenue, Gastonia.
The foot doctors of choice for many in this area are Doctors Jeff Mooney and Ron Maskarnik at Foothills Podiatry. In fact, people come to Foothills Podiatry from miles around for gentle but state-of-the-art foot care. Our staff truly cares about your needs. You can expect top-notch medical and surgical care from a staff dedicated to quality service. Whether a repeat patient or a new one, come see us soon at Foothills Podiatry, 707 North Morgan Street in Shelby.
Foothills Podiatry is proud to welcome Dr. Gretchen Lawrence to their practice.
If you're ready to make the great escape, do it with the #1 brand on the water. Yamaha Wave Runners are the most premium personal watercraft on the market, with industry-first features and exciting new products like the all-new 2021 VX Series with audio packages, the much-anticipated Superjet, and the new race-ready GP Series. This is Wave Runner country. See one today at Full Throttle Powersports, located at 100 Indian Walk off I-85 in Laurel.
All right, we're back with Kevin and his crew, and we have the one, the only, Burns Bulldog himself, Mr. Tom Sinifani, on the line.
Wait a minute, Will. What do you find funny about?
Listen.
Where did you graduate, Tom?
I went to school with Tom Sinifani, and he was not a Bulldog.
It wasn't at Burns.
It wasn't at Burns. He was a Georgia. He played.
Welcome, Tom.
Georgia.
Now that we've given you a hard time, Tom, tell us about the game tonight.
That's been many years ago, Will. That's been many years ago.
I was just listen. Me and Dennis was talking earlier, and I said, "Oh my God, I've been out of school almost 30 years."
Yes, it's getting on up there. It's our 30-year reunion this past year, so yeah, it's been a little while. So we put the past behind us, but a good win for Crest tonight. I heard. They had a good win over Freedom tonight in Burns, 42-0 over Forest View. I was actually a little worried. I knew last year was 8-6. Forest View, had some big kids last year. Defensive line, we had a hard time moving the football, but had no problem moving the football tonight. I think Ben Mooney only had 3 incompletions all night, 5 touchdown passes. Norris had a 45-yard touchdown run. So it was just all Burns, and the defense did a good job. Some of the big guys up front, including Kavion Hopper, big nose guard in the middle, just kind of dominated things up front. And Forest View was never in this game. Maybe they had 5 first downs. Burns had 42 yards in penalties on their first drive. It was 13 plays, and they had 42 yards in penalties and still had a 95-yard touchdown drive.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, it was just Forest View was overmatched. A lot of their skilled players had graduated from last year. I noticed they lost a quarterback, the top running back, and they've got some young guys that are trying to step up. So it's a work in progress for them. But on the field, tonight it was 42-0 halfway through the first quarter. It was really no contest. The true test is coming next week when Burns visits Crest.
Well, Crest was managed to squeak by tonight. They let Freedom have 22 points, so there is hope, Tom. It ended up being 40-22. I don't know if they called off, the dogs and put in some of the younger guys, but Mooney's very sharp with his passing. This is going to be closer than a lot of people think, Tom.
Well, they have a lot of experienced guys. They've got, Ryan Thompson, Kahari Haynes. Those kids have been starting for like 3 or 4 years now. And Mooney, he's coming to, he started last year, but he's got a lot of playing experience. A lot of their, they've got a lot of guys coming back. Norris, his junior year, he's been starting since his freshman year. There's a lot of guys that have, started for a while. And Nick Vincent, unfortunately, there was a play where there was a hit to the head, and he was disqualified from the game. So just people got to be careful the way they go in and hit somebody. I don't think it was a dirty play. He's not a dirty kid at all. I think it's just one of those things. It's just back in the 70s and 80s it was football, but today they're wanting you to be more cautious. But he had a big sack and was in the backfield a lot before. He didn't play anymore tonight. So, I mean, he did a great job last year, and I expect him to be back next week and do a good job on defense and help complement that defensive line. But I just thought overall we just really played well, and the defensive side of the ball as well. The secondary, I thought we defended the pass very well. I was really pleased where the team is now. And on the offensive side of the ball, we have a new offensive coordinator, Coach Diamond, who had his boys ready to play. I was impressed with the offense as well, and I think the coaching transition. Coach Beaver has moved on into administration, so he's not the offensive coordinator this year. But it seems like he's picked up right where they left off, and they were pretty impressive looking tonight. But again, much tougher test in Crest and then Kings Mountain the following week. It's going to get a lot tougher for Burns.
Well, Coach Diamond has had some experience, and if he gets a little puzzled about things, he can always call his dad up, has been a legendary coach in the Mount Airy area and was a former state senator as well. So nice guy. I knew him a little bit. So I expect that David will do a good job for Burns and welcome him to the county. But, Tom, I think, like you said, next week is going to be a telltale, but it's like I told the Shelby people who lost to Kings Mountain tonight, it's a non-conference game. So it doesn't really matter that you lose to those non-conference teams other than the fact it's a Cleveland County rivalry.
You can't,
I know, Will.
That's Burns Crest.
Record-wise, it's non-conference.
It's non-conference, but it's still Burns Crest. It's still one of the biggest games that'll be played in the county this year.
You got it.
Yeah, it's non-conference. When it comes seeding time, they're going to look at who you played non-conference. Yes. And that's going to have an impact on, win or lose these games can have an impact on that down the road. So it doesn't mean anything for the conference championship, of course, but I think it means a lot, for pride, for rankings, for, down the road seeding. I think it's an important game. I think it's an important game for Crest with their new coaching staff.
It is.
It's a home game.
I mean, this is what you were brought in to do. You were brought in to beat your rivals across the county.
Yeah.
And I know that, every county rivalry game, Coach Devine, Coach Diamond, they were brought in to beat the cross-county rivals. So people could say it's a non-conference game. That's what you say when you lose the game, Dennis. Like after the game is over and you lost, that's what you say. Well, it's a non-conference game. But everybody knows that this game means a lot to two programs that are going in the right direction here, that are going to be playoff teams and are fighting for bragging rights. So I think it's going to be a knockdown, drag out. It's going to be a great football game. I think both coaching staffs will have their teams ready. We're happy to have Coach Coggins over there at Burns as well. I mean, he decided to come over from Crest to Burns this year, and he's been a nice addition to our coaching staff. So I feel confident our guys will be ready. I feel confident the Crest guys will be ready, and it'll be a great football game.
Well, one of the things that you can say, when they were hiring a coach at Crest, the thing that stood out on Coach Sotheby's resume was in the past he had beat both Burns and Shelby. Click. Hire him. that's 2/3 of the game.
Yeah, I mean it's a pressure football game, and I don't think everybody realizes how much pressure those coaching staff is under. And then some people say it's just football, but it's just more than that around here.
I mean,
and
Cleveland County coaching jobs
Burns
are probably one of the most revered coaching football as football, because this is a football county. So
yes.
Yes. And you could tell it was a football county. At Burns, we're still mourning the loss of Ron Green, and I know folks heard that he passed away. I mean, he meant so much to that school, and there were so many people that came back. Coach Montgomery, I think he's with the Indianapolis Colts now, came back, and Derek Chambers, who played at Florida.
Yeah.
I want to say he's working for a school in Potomac, Maryland now, I think, but he came in from out of state. Randy Birch, one of his old players, came back.
I know Randy.
Randy, played about 15, 20 years ago, and lots of people that you hadn't seen in years came back. A lot of people who are honorary pallbearers who were worked under Coach Green years ago, and and just can't say enough of what he did for our community and that football program. But the reason why I put it up, brought that up, is not just to remember Coach Green, but it helps remind us that if football is important, it's not the tell-all, be-all of existence, but it's important, and you could see the impact that football had on those young men who came back and helped them have success in their lives. So I think that some people forget that aspect of football as well. That's part of your character development. It helps build human beings. So we're greatly saddened by the loss of Coach Green. And we have thoughts and prayers for his family, and also, we're hoping that we can get a win. That he'll be looking down and watch us get a win against Crest next week. I think that would really, really be a lift to our community after losing Coach Green this past week.
And regardless of football, Coach Green was a great human being, and was missed by the community because of his ability and aptitude as a human, and the giving and caring that he provided the people at Burns.
Yeah, and there's two words that everybody said about Coach Green, and it's hard work. I mean, you couldn't get anybody, hard work was in every single person who spoke at his funeral. It was the hard work that he put in. And I think that's something that we learn from sports, is to work hard. And then that makes us better. And that was really, his work ethic was really, really what had a big impact on those kids. And like you said, he's a fine human being. He cared for his players. I just hope somebody flies in from 500 miles away to come to my funeral one day. And that just kind of tells you the impact that he had on those guys' lives, and what he taught them, and how what he taught them helped them have success in their lives. So, yeah, he'll be sorely missed by the community. But as I said, he'll be looking down, and hopefully he'll be looking down on a Burns win over Crest next week. That is sorry to say that, Will, but hopefully we get a big win next week. I think it's going to be fun.
Will, should we give him a hard time?
I think he snuck Coach Green in there. Coach Green was a great man.
Yes.
Will and I coach.
Agree on that.
We
Coach
agree on
Green was a
everything
great
you
guy.
said. I know a whole bunch of guys that played for him, and over the years.
And he was a Chase guy.
Yeah. So we do know that there's two new football coaches in the county.
Yeah.
One is at Crest.
Yeah.
And one is at Burns.
Yeah.
And the Crest Burns game, your first year, you do not want to lose that game. So I'm expecting that these two first-year coaches are going to put their best foot forward, and I think they're going to bring the county a really great ball game to watch next Friday night.
Well, Crest has a new defensive guy and a new offensive guy. Burns has a new offensive
Burns just
guy.
has a new offensive guy, not a new head coach. David Devine's still there.
Yeah.
So
I
so we do have a new new offensive coordinator. That's a big piece. Your offensive coordinator is huge. To the success of your program. So I think you are right, though. You've got some new guys in some important position, head coach, coordinators. That this is a game where you have the chance to prove yourself, and it's going to be fun. There's going to be a lot on the line. It's going to be an emotional game. I expect both sides to play their hearts out the whole game, and hopefully, as I said, in the end we get a win. Looking forward to it next week. It's going to be fun.
All right, thank you, Tommy. You got the Chargers next week, then Kings Mountain, then host Watauga, and then the conference schedule picks up. Looking forward to that, and see you in the morning. And we'll talk more football and more. I got Robbie Roop coming up next. We got to finish up the show with some highlights. I think you might have already hung up. That's all right. Thank you, Tommy. All right, Rob, give me a call. Give me a call.
There you go.
We'll get Rob Roop on the line. And we'll get his highlights up that he did. Rob was up at the Crest game tonight. They won 40-22. What seemed like maybe the longest game of the night, guys. That was one of the last scores we got.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of other scores in. We'll talk those in a minute as we go through our highlights. We'll read those as I flip through highlights. JP, you got Robbie on?
He should be.
Rob, you there?
Guys, I can barely hear you.
All right.
Oh,
Not sure.
Have you got me?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
we
got
got
you
you.
loud and clear, so I don't know what it is on your end.
There you go. Whatever happened, y'all just picked up. So, hey, we're cool.
Okay.
Dennis touched the mic and laid hands on the mic, and that was all it took.
And the
But yeah, guys, tonight the coach supposed to be here got started at Crest High School, and just to let you, I got to admit it was kind of funny, and I texted Kevin getting a hard time about some of the things I'd heard out of practice, and it was true when Crest took they got the opening kickoff, and the first offensive play, guys, the Crest Chargers lined up in a 5-wide formation. And there was an audible gasp from the Crest sideline and the crowd that it's been a long time since they'd seen anything like that at Crest High School.
Well, I said earlier on the pregame show, Robbie, that something to the effect that there were some high school rule changes this year, and the rule change was that Crest could throw passes.
But, yeah, guys, it was really interesting. Crest got off to a fast start in the first half. The connection of Husky to Green was on target, and Chris really pulled away to begin with. Second half, you saw it really became more of a smash mouth kind of game. Freedom started going to that big 250-pound running back they had, and then as you mentioned, Crest putting in the young guys. They don't have the young guys to put in. The young guys are starting for Crest.
Okay.
Crest is starting 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores in their defensive secondary. Just a couple seniors are contributing to this football team, and you could really tell it started to kind of lay on them a little bit in the second half. Crest started to go more to Aiden Carson in the running game from the tailback spot. So it's going to be interesting to see where we go from here. Crest trying to work in a new kicker. Understand this young man, first time he's ever kicked a football, trying to get out there and get started. So it was a growing night for the Chargers, but again, it was an exciting time. Seeing the changes that are coming to Crest High School.
Well, a couple of things, Robbie. We wondered if Crest had a kicker or if they had to go to the girls soccer team or something to get a kicker. And we talked about the fact that, those young kids needed to play. And obviously at Crest, they're playing because some people have suggested that we're not this year's team, but maybe 1 and 2 years away that will be really strong. So the question is, we're looking pretty good so far. Will that be able to hold up as these young kids get some experience?
It's going to be interesting. I heard Tom talking about next Friday night. I'm interested to see how the emotion plays into that game because, again, Burns is the veteran team. We're talking about those kids that came up and remember that great middle school team won championships, and we all talked about when those kids were juniors and seniors, that was going to be Burns' legit shot to really advance far in the playoffs, maybe be a state championship contender. And that's that team. This is them now. So how well do they harness that energy, harness that emotion versus this Crest team? I think it's going to be a great ball game. And I think Crest is going to have some speed to throw out there at the Bulldogs, and the Bulldogs are going to have something to throw right back. So I think, like my wife said as we're driving back to Shelby, it's a county game. You say everything. We can sit and break down everything we want to about this game on next Friday night, and then we can throw it out the window because none of it's going to matter. Because that's what happens in Cleveland County matchups.
Well, we've been talking about the fact, it's a non-conference game, but the problem is it's a county game.
It don't matter.
Well, and you're right. And Tom made a great point. It's a non-conference game, but now you're only allowed to play 10 games. So that one loss, you can't drop that non-conference loss anymore. That's what killed Crest last year. They lost that Freedom game. Freedom wasn't able to play because of COVID. Then they turned around, was supposed to play Pisgah in their spot. Well, then Pisgah had the flooding issue happen, so Crest lost a game there that they weren't able to pick up, and that hurt them in their seeding. You drop this game for either one of these teams, and it's going to have an impact at the end of the season when they're seeding for playoffs.
Robbie, I don't mean to laugh. I wasn't laughing at what you were talking about. I've been playing the Crest highlights while you've been talking, and we just now got to the touchdown at the end in the video you got of this kid doing his little dance at the end. Do you know who that is? Do you want to say his name on the air? Do you know him?
I believe it was an Aiden Carson run.
I was talking about the kid dancing, not the touchdown.
Yeah, on the sideline.
On the sideline.
Oh, I can't remember which one it was.
He breaks it down right here, don't he, Will?
But I'll say this, guys, and again, the Coach Thursby's credit, and I noticed it, and I even told him there's a different feel. You know, I've been on the sideline a lot for Chris football. There's a different feel right now in the way Coach Thursby approaches the game. There's a different feel, and even it's the little things that you notice Chris doing now on the sidelines that he's brought a change. So I'm interested to see again how that all plays out for Chris as this youth tries to develop and grow.
Well, all right, Rob, I got to get off here and end this show, and we're on for about 5-10 more minutes here, folks. We're going to go through the highlights, and Will and Dennis going to read some scores while I go through some highlights for you folks here on KTC Broadcast.
All right, take it easy, guys.
Hey,
Talk
good
to you
talk
later.
to you, Ray.
Thank you, Robbie.
All right, bye.
All right. Rob Roop, his son RJ doing the highlights tonight for the Shelby game. I want to thank him for OHS. Rob doing the highlights for Crest. Folks, I know we did our best to get to some of these highlights and as much as we could. I'm going to go through them all right now while these two read the scores the best they can. I'm going to dim the lights so you guys can read that. JP, come over here and turn the lights off so they can read that better. And I'm going to pull it.
I can read this. I'm fine.
Read what?
I can read where I'm at.
Yeah,
I'm about to change what you're looking.
Oh.
That's why I was saying that.
All righty.
I thought you was opening another screen.
No.
Okay.
All right. In the first column tonight, we just talked with Tom Sinafani, the Burns Bulldog, true and blue. The Burns Bulldogs 42, the Forest View Jaguars 0. And Robbie Roop, the Crest Charger tonight, called in, and the Crest Chargers beat the Freedom Patriots 40-22. I didn't get to ask Robbie how they got those 22 points, but we'll get better. Kings Mountain and Shelby. It was Kings Mountain 28, Shelby 26 tonight in the Battle of Buffalo Creek. East Rutherford Cavaliers fielded a team this year, and West Henderson took advantage of that and beat them 55-0. Chase Trojans over the Mountain Heritage Cougars tonight, 42-0. It was the Drone Wildcats. I think, I have to call this an upset, 43-0, but things have changed up at Thomas Jefferson. Coach Cash is no longer there. He's back down in South Carolina at his old school down there doing that again. Yep. McDowell Titans tonight. I got to call this a bit of an upset, Will, but what I really think it shows is that McDowell is coming back in football. One of their fans had told me they're getting better. They got more kids coming out. They're doing a better job. That's reflected in tonight's 39-36 score over RS Central. Polk County, Coach Ollis always has them going up there, 42-28 over Newton Conover tonight. East Burke 28-0 over Patton. South Caldwell 28-7 over West Caldwell. It was St. Stephen's 26-13 over Bandy's tonight. Maiden squeaked by tonight 50-0 over Fred T. Ford. West Lincoln, Terry Reinhardt and the Rebels beat North Lincoln Knights tonight 33-7. It was the East Lincoln Mustangs 36 and the High Brighton Panthers 8 tonight. All right, Will.
It was the East Gaston Warriors 28 and the North Gaston Wildcats 8. It was the Cherville Ironmen with a big win tonight, 14 to Avery County 0. Ashbrook.
They're the Green Wave.
Oh, the Green Wave.
Oh, I didn't know if you were still wondering
that. No. Ashbrook, the Green Wave, beat the Concord Spiders, which is a shocker to me, 46-12. Community School of Davidson wins over Bessemer City 52-6.
Must have cheated.
South Point Red Raiders over Lincolnton 28-13. Bunker Hill over Kramer. I want to say Cramerton every time. Kramer, 47-35.
Now that's what the middle school is. It's Cramerton Middle. So if it make you feel better. My sister teaches there.
Every time I see the school, I say Cramerton.
They like purple over there for some reason.
They like a lot of purple over there. It is the homeschool Carolina Bearcats 20, And the
to future
Highland
Shelby
Tech
and Burns Bulldogs opponent,
opponents.
Highland Tech Rams, lost to the homeschool team tonight. Again, we talked about that earlier. North Carolina did a big disservice with that conference to all the kids and everyone involved.
Yeah, yes.
Teachers, parents, everybody. Go ahead, Will.
Hickory Ridge Raging Bulls 45, Hunter Huss 0. No score in the Mount Airy and North Surrey game. It was the East.
I thought we had a score
Cardinal.
in that Mount Airy and North Surrey of 15-12.
All right, so no, I don't know what happened. I went on the Mount Airy schedule just now, and that's not who they played tonight, and there's no score for who they played. So I don't know what happened in that one. I got 2 X's up on the scoreboard. This is what that meant. I don't know.
Let me scratch that.
Don't have a clue. Just not that game does not exist.
Sorry, Will. I was trying to help you out there.
No. Oh, Will, real quick, the red one, the East Wilkes, that is a score we've got 3-0 over West Wilkes, and that Surrey Central Allegheny, I've got nothing on it.
Okay. And let's see, Starmount lost to East Surrey 55-7. Ashe County over Wilkes Central 49-36. It was Statesville over Carson Cougars 30-0.
Robbinsville Black Knights got beat tonight by the Asheville Cougars in court 26-14.
Smoky Mountain Mustangs over the Cherokee Braves 37-0.
Okay, they must have pitched a shutout tonight. I wonder if that was a no-hitter. Thomasville Bulldogs 51, the Albemarle Bulldogs 23.
It was Alexander Central over Hickory Red Tornadoes.
Yeah,
Red
St.
Storm.
John's.
At least you didn't call them the Hickory Nuts.
33-15.
And we've got Swain County Maroon Devils 21, the North Buncombe Blackhawks 0.
You guys are talking about, they made it a rule that Crest could pass. I'm sitting here looking at Bessemer's score here. You know how they scored? A halfback pass. I'm just telling you, it's the same situation, but less players. Like I don't know. We'll never pass the ball. I don't no matter who's coaching, and I don't get it. Throw the ball. Let's go. Go ahead,
It wasn't
Will.
like that. Let's see. We are at Mitchell Mountaineers over Irwin Warriors 42-19.
Rosamond Tiger and the East Henderson Eagles. We don't have a score on that one.
No. Yes.
we do.
41-12.
East
12
Henderson
to
wins.
41.
Yes, sir.
41 East Henderson winning that one.
I got some of those late there.
Franklin Panthers over the Murphy Bulldogs 24-7.
And the Pisgah Bears played the Brevard Blue Devils tonight. Brevard won 21-14.
I got nothing on Hendersonville. You skip that one. The next 2 are finals, and the last one I can't get a final on it, but it might be the final.
We got Tuscola over Madison 55-7.
All right, and we have the South Iredale Vikings beating the North Iredale Raiders 44-7 tonight.
And the last score we have, and we don't know if this is a final, but last we heard from Watauga, they beat Robeson 42-13.
All right, scrolling through here for you folks watching online. I'm going to finish up the highlights, kind of describing for the folks on the radio what's going on. You guys can help out too. Shannon said Hendersonville 46-6 over North Henderson. Let's see. This is Cherville getting a safety here, guys. Let's see if I can turn that on or not. Let's see if this works. Any audio from that? No audio. Wonder why that didn't work like that. Should have worked like that. How about this? No? Still no. Huh. All right. We'll change that up. All right, that's Cherville going up 2-0. This is Cherville going up 8-0 for you folks watching at home. This is a pick 6.
Tip drill.
Tip drill to the safety,
drill.
and he's gone.
It's gone.
8-0. Cherville Ironman led at that point.
He gone.
This is the Rebels going up 33-14 over the North Lincoln Knights. And it didn't look like there were any Knights interested in trying to tackle him.
They've done nothing different. They've run the same offense. They come right out. They've done nothing different.
Yeah.
Good night.
North Lincoln have seen the same play 150 times.
And they didn't even attempt to try to tackle him on that one. This is Shelby, cut at 28-20. Little crossing route. The receiver there, Will, ran about the most boring route in the history of football. Look. He just turned around. He did. He just jogged 1 yard in the end zone, turned around and beat a double team.
That's them turkey holes they talk about.
Did he
just
score?
sit there.
He did.
Did he score?
He found the turkey hole. He sit there and the quarterback sold.
There was no route. That was backyard. I mean, they called a route, obviously, a little turnaround right there. But just if you're just watching that, you're just laughing at it because he just went there and turned around and got him. Well, the DBs looked at each other like, I can't believe that just happened. This Sheriff going up 14-0, pounding the way up the middle, and the running back come up limping a little bit. I heard them talking about it on the radio there. Got caught there at the end. And this is our final highlight of the night. This is the pass. Shelby cutting it to 26, but they couldn't get the 2-point conversion. Dalen Lee with the throw. Of all the highlights, Will, what's your probably most impressive highlights? I'm going to say Dalen Lee's throw earlier we talked about.
That's what I was going to say. It wasn't this throw, but the throw Dalen had.
The 40-yarder.
The 40-yarder. I mean,
this one right here.
Yeah. He comes, pocket collapses, he moves up, steps up in the pocket, and just throws a dart. He throws a dart down the field.
Rip this ball.
I think that's my favorite. I mean, the ball is turning.
That's such a good
right
throw.
there.
Yeah, the ball is literally, he throws the ball and the ball literally turns back to the receiver.
Good throw. What a fantastic throw. Besides that, besides the dancing from Robbie, that would from his
I think
highlight.
The dancing clip
the
goes up there pretty good.
Now,
That's
right. I'm gonna pull him back up, get over back on Rob before the end of it. But yeah, I gotta find this kid. Let's see, which touchdown was it?
He had on a yellow shirt, so it must have been a crest.
I think it's this one. Yeah, well, that's what Robbie was talking about. Here's the score. I'll pull it up for the folks at home. Hey, I got some audio on this one. Good. Now watch this kid after the score here, right in the front of the screen. Here he goes. Here he goes. Yeah, baby. One more time for the folks watching at home.
He's practicing, but when he
punches it in, somebody's watching this like,
Look at my son.
Look at my son.
Would you look at this?
Come Monday, you'll have a girlfriend.
All right, everybody, thanks for listening. Let me go through the scores one night as we get out of here. JP, you can start playing the Pipelers music away if you want, or the music away. 42-0 for Burns over Forest View. I'll look at my screen in front of me. Crest 40-22 over Freedom. Kings Mountain 28-26 over Shelby. West Henderson 55-0 over East Rutherford. Chase 42-0 over Mountain Heritage. Drone 43-0 over Jefferson. 39-36 McDowell over RS Central. Polk County 42-28 over Newton Conover. East Burke 28-0 over Patton. 28-7 South Caldwell over West Caldwell. St. Stephen's 26-13 over Bandy's. Maiden 50-7 over Ford. 33-14 West over North Lincoln. East Lincoln 36-8 over High Brighton. East Gaston 28-8 over North Gaston. Cherryville 14-0 over Avery County. Ashbrook 46-12 over Concord. Community School of Davidson 52-6 over Bessemer City. South Point 28-13 over Lincoln. Bunker Hill 47-35 over Kramer. Carolina Bearcats 20-7 over Highland Tech. Hickory Ridge 45-0 over Hunter Huss. 31-14 West Stokes over South Stokes. 55-7 East Surrey over Starmount. 49-36 Ashe County over Wilkes Central. Statesville Greyhounds 30-0 over Carson. Asheville 26-14 over Robbinsville. 37-0 Smoky Mountain over Cherokee. Thomasville Bulldogs win 51-23 over the Albemarle Bulldogs. 33-15 Alexander Central and the Hickory Red Tornadoes. Back up one. Vic was not at that game. Swain County 21-0 over North Bunker. Mount Mitchell 42-19 over Irwin. 41-12 East Henderson over Rosman. 24-7 Franklin over Murphy. I don't know how I missed that earlier, Will. Should have said that earlier. 21-14 Brevard over Pisgah. 55-7 Tuscola and Madison. South Iredale 44-7 over North Iredale. And last time we checked, Watauga 42-13 over Roberson. One more time, guys. Let's say goodbye to our
Hey,
fans.
great to be back. See
Bye,
you
y'all.
guys.
Bye, y'all. See you next week. KTCBroadcasting.com.
I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you want to be me instead of you.
One down,
'Cause
15 to go, boys.
I am still